Residents of Oakland, I don't know how matters have gotten this bad, but it's long past time for a change. I visited Oakland last week and it broke my heart to see what's been done, especially to the east side of this once proud city. I mean, the Black Panther Party started in the east side, I believe it was at Merritt College, where strong black men, who were soon accompanied by strong black women of conviction, began that movement, began that organization. And I'm talking about the strength of mind, not limb. And then I wonder, where did the succeeding generations of strong black leaders go? I mean, were they the black men that I saw drinking that Steel Reserve along between 77th and 78th Avenue and East 14th Street before it was even noon? Or maybe a strong black woman I was looking for was the one off of 28th Avenue or 28th Street near West Grand, who was on the sidewalk near a tent in her red bra and panties talking to some man who appeared to be on drugs. I mean, where and when did it all go downhill, and what can be done to fix it? And the problem starts with city government. Mayor Schaaf and those on the city council who have welcomed the homeless into your neighborhoods where your lives and your property are at risk. Did you know that almost 2 years ago, practically 2 years ago, they basically decriminalized homelessness? So if some homeless person is approached and offered treatment and shelter and decides to tell the city's agent to go to Hades, it then goes right back to sleeping on the sidewalk in front of your home, they cannot be arrested. They cannot be forced into treatment, and you get to live with the consequences. I will tell you how this happened and what you could do to fix it. You see, your city council holds meetings at times when the majority of responsible adults are at work. How many of your bosses would give you time off during a workday to attend a city council meeting? I know my boss wouldn't. You want to know who does have time to attend those meetings? Activists. Activists who could care less about your quality of life because they are just there to see that their organizations, which are part of the homeless industrial complex, continue to receive funding from the city so they can continue to be paid. F, how you're affected by this. So your black or brown voice is never heard because you're at work. The majority of residents who are Asian, Caucasian, Indian, they're likely at work as well, mind you, but they live in the more affluent areas of town and are not affected by the homeless crisis. However, we need to hear the voice of everyone who loves the city of Oakland and wants the entire city to realize its potential, not just their neighborhood. The next city council meeting is on Tuesday, June 21st at 10:30 a.m. and I'm asking you to call in and make that first step in taking back your city. They actually have an agenda item where they want to renew and continue the city council's declaration of a local emergency due to the existence of the city's homelessness crisis. I mean, hell, they created the crisis by not enforcing the laws with regards to letting people sleep on the street, park their RVs on the street, past the established limitations, and letting these homeless people set up encampments on public land like right along East 12th Street near the Nimitz Freeway. If these homeless people refuse treatment and refuse shelter and there are no consequences, what incentive do they have to move on? How will the emergency end if you've given them no reason to clean themselves up or make them leave town by fear of incarceration? Look, if you toss them in jail because they refuse offers to help cure them of homelessness, I guarantee you the crisis would end. And for those white liberals who think that you are showing compassion to the homeless by letting them reside in neighborhoods of color, free from fear of incarceration, think again. They are killing themselves slowly but surely, and you are enabling them. And in addition to that, you should think about how the black and brown, the black and brown people who you wish to help because of your white savior complex, well, you're doing us no favors. But well, I shouldn't say us. I don't live there. You're not doing them any favors by making their neighborhoods all but uninhabitable. If you white liberals really want to show compassion for the homeless and ingratiate yourselves with your fellow human beings who happen to have black and brown skin, then call into the city council meeting and tell them that the emergency declaration due to the existence of the homelessness crisis needs to end now. People lost their jobs, lost their livelihoods for refusing to take the cure to COVID-19, the vaccine to COVID-19. So why can't homeless people who refuse to take the cure for homelessness lose the ability to remain exempt from prosecution? Now, as I said, I no longer live in Oakland, and I'm still going to call in. Oakland may have had problems back in the day, but what city hasn't? However, we can still pick up the pieces of what we have left and make the best of it. Again, please, I'm asking, I just call in. The information's in the description box. The open comment period is at the beginning of the meeting, so call in early enough so that you're there and ready at 10:30. That's all.